Equinox Television. The President of the Republic of Cameroon has said that it is now clear to the world that Cameroon is repeatedly being attacked by a group of terrorists claiming to belong to a secessionist movement. Speaking upon his return from the EU summit in Abidjan, Ivory Coast, that was last night, the head of state reassured Cameroonians that all measures will be taken to unveil those he qualifies as criminals behind the attacks on elements of the National Armed Forces in a bid to safeguard the country's peace and security. He said that he learned with grief the assassination of 4 military officers and 2 police officials in the southwest region of the country in the past few days. President Biya expressed his condolences to the bereaved families and the National Defense Forces. Could it be another war that the President of the Republic of Cameroon is declaring against what he called terrorists in the 2 English-speaking regions of the country? Should be noted that it is not the first time. About 3 years ago, he met a similar declaration at the same airport against militants of Boko Haram in the far north region of the country. But political scientists in the nation's capital, Yaoundé, say that it is not the solution to the current crisis and that the government is supposed to take its responsibility, listen to the worries of the people, and engage in meaningful dialogue. Details in the following report.
Toutes les dispositions sont prises pour mettre hors d'état de nuire ces criminels.
The sternness and firmness in the unusual declaration of the head of state could be likened to a similar statement in 2014 when he was returning from the summit on climate change in Paris. President Biya has simply declared war on what he called secessionist terrorist groups in Anglophone regions, as he did with Boko Haram 3 years ago.
Le Cameroun est victime des attaques à répétition d'une bande de terroristes.
By failing to mention dialogue preached by the international community, the political class and civil society actors in Cameroon, the head of state was reaffirming government's determination to employ military solutions to a pure political problem.
Je voudrais présenter mes condoléances aux familles éprouvées.
Besides, his condolence message to fallen soldiers and families, ignoring the dozens of civilians who perished in Anglophone regions in the past months, says it all. The reaction of the president is timely. It is proof of gravity of the prevailing situation in Anglophone regions of Cameroon. The special security meeting Friday, chaired by the defense minister, is further raising fears of massive crackdown on Anglophone activists in the coming days. But it is not a solution to safeguard peace and security across the national territory, according to political scientists. Dr. Frank Ebogwa and Professor Alain Fouguet hold that it is still early to describe the situation as terrorism.
On peut se dire qu'il s'agit certainement, n'est-ce pas, d'un mouvement d'insurrection.
The call on the government to take its responsibility and engage in meaningful dialogue, because the grievances of the English-speaking population are genuine.
Il faut simplement ouvrir un dialogue avec ceux qui sont.
If the government could negotiate with Boko Haram militants, why not with its people fighting for the restoration of their cultural, educational, and legal values, he concluded.
Nous avons négocié avec Boko Haram et il n'y a pas de raison que nous ne discutions pas avec nos frères et compatriotes.
And the outing of the President of the Republic of Cameroon, his rare outing yesterday at the Simaleng airport in the nation's capital Yaoundé, is coming after 6 soldiers, as we heard in the report that just ended, were killed in Manyu Division, southwest region of the country, within 48 hours. And in the following report, we are going to be taking a look at the series of attacks on security forces in the 2 English-speaking regions of Cameroon. Babla Jonathan tells us more.
It was predicted by an international human rights non-governmental organization. In its last report, published in August 2017, Crisis Group issued a warning saying the sporadic violence of the last few months and the use of social networks have shown that some secessionists are ready for the armed struggle. The opening of a front in the west could prove to be dramatic for Cameroon, which already faces Boko Haram in the far north and militants from the Central African Republic in the east. In response to this warning and other issues raised in the report, government, through its spokesperson Issa Chiruma Bakari, accused crisis group of attacking Cameroon and closed the country's borders to the organization. And today, the predictions of crisis group are manifesting with recurrent attacks on elements of the National Armed Forces in the northwest and southwest regions. In less than 3 days, between the night of November 28th to 29th, breaking 30th, 6 officers of the National Armed Forces were killed in the Manyo Division, southwest region. Added to 2 others killed earlier in Manfe and Ekok, the number goes up to 8 security forces killed in the southwest region alone in less than a month. In the northwest region, 4 were killed in Jakiri, Bafut and Bamenda between the 8th and 9th of November 2017. Others were shot and wounded by unidentified attackers referred to as terrorists by President Paul Biya. Upon his return from the African Union-European Union Summit in the Ivorian capital Abidjan, the head of state Paul Biya said all measures are being taken to track down those he qualifies as criminals behind the attacks on police, gendarmes and military officers.
And the wake of killings in the 2 English-speaking regions of the country, a special security meeting is ongoing in the nation's capital. It is contained in a communique that was signed yesterday by the Defense Minister Joseph Vitiasomo. The special security meeting convened by the President of the Republic would have top-ranking or is having top-ranking officials for the police, gendarmerie corps, firefighting unit in the country in attendance. And if there is one of the major grievances of the English-speaking population, it is the release of all those who are currently being detained in the nation's capital and across the national territory. One of them is Mancho, BBC and other detainees of the Anglophone crisis that were expected to appear before the military tribunal in the nation's capital, Yaoundé, today. This is after the case yesterday was adjourned to the 1st of December 2017. It should be noted that they are being accused of several charges. Amongst the various charges levied against him, we have secession, rebellion, hostilities against the state, amongst many others. It should be noted that in the hearing that took place on the 26th of October 2017, Mancho BBC asked to be sentenced to death on condition that the other detainees of the Anglophone crisis are released. We obviously will be keeping you updated as soon as we are informed on the trial that is unfolding in the nation.